G'day guys, my name's Alex and you're watching Alex's Fishing. In today's video, I've made this DIY rod rack. It's super easy to make. All you need are straps, a curtain rod and pool noodles. And it can fit 6 rods. I've just made it so that I can fit 6 rods. I'm pretty sure you can fit more than 6, maybe 12. But just look at that. Nice and stable and works a treat. So stay tuned guys and I'll show you how to quickly make this. So the items you'll need to make this DIY rod rack is 2 pool noodles, and I've just chosen blue because it's a flashy colour and I like blue, and 2 rubber tarp straps, and these have hooks on them, so they're just called rubber tarp straps. They're elasticy, and what that does is it's going to hook on both sides of my car ceiling. Other people tend to use curtain rods. Curtain rods are those adjustable rods that you can push up against your car ceiling. They work as well. Just need something that will fit inside the pool tube, so the pool noodle. So what I'm going to do is unhook one side and thread it straight through the pool noodle, and then get the hook back on, and that should be all sweet. At the moment I haven't cut it to the right length yet, so obviously I'll need to measure the ceiling and make sure it's the right size for these pool noodles. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to cut the incisions in for the rods to sit in nicely. So stay tuned. So after you've measured the ceiling of your car, I've marked these pool noodles where I need to cut them. And I've just got a saw here. You can use scissors and whatnot, but I'm just using a saw because it might be a bit easier and it cuts a bit straighter. But I'll cut it there. Just like that. Alright, so once you've threaded it through, I've got the hook hooked onto something, and then I've threaded it all the way through and hooked it onto another hooking point, just so that you can work on it while it's fully extended. And what I've measured out are 6 little increments for the rods, so I'm going to be able to hold 6 rods, and I'm going to have to do this for both pool noodles. So I'm going to have one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. It's going to be the same on the other one, so one at the front, one at the back. We'll get cutting and do the other one afterwards. Okay guys, so I've just cut these little increments, and I had to go over them twice and cut a sort of a V shape so that it creates a bigger gap, because I realized that with the rod tips you'll have to push them right in, and it saves you the trouble of pushing it if it's right at the tip. So you've got those larger gaps so you can just slide the rod straight through. I'm going to do that to the second one, and I may have to make them bigger on the second one just because it's going to be the back end of the rods, and obviously on the back of the rods they're a bigger butt. So let's go work on the other one. Alright, so I've got the second one up. Time to cut the incisions. Alright, so that there is the end result. I've just cut the back half of the rod rack, and what I've done is put the bigger rods on the edges so that with the strap in the middle, it doesn't weigh it down if you have big rods in the middle. So all the little rods are going to be in these incisions, and then the big rods on the edge. So let's chuck it in the car and see how it looks. Alright, that's looking sweet. So let's go get the rods, set it up, and see how she looks. So guys, after a bit of trial and error, I ended up using a curtain rod, just because with the curtain rod on the back half of the rods, where the reels will be, it's less weight and it won't push down and sort of flex, whereas a strap will. So the curtain rods stop it from bouncing a lot. Whereas at the front, I've still kept the strap in the middle. The strap's only for the tips, and that's all right if it bounces, but they sit in nicely like so. That's just a hefty little rod rack. Bit of DIY, works a treat. Ew! Well, there we have it guys. A lovely rod rack made with cheap and nasty material. So it works a treat, as you can see, and I'm gonna have many trips with it. So stay tuned guys, and it's the first video I've announced my new bus. It's gonna be a lot of fun taking it around to some epic fishing locations. I'll do a lot of solo fishing trips and catching cooks now that I have my own little bus. I'm gonna sleep and camp in it, and there's just so much potential now. So stay tuned guys, and see you in the next video. Cheers.